Welcome back. Now we're freshened up after all the tears there. Hopefully, there may be more, but we don't know. No promises.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about the sweet pregnancy at 17, okay? Because I said earlier 16. So, yeah, 17, because, yeah, you were nearing the debut. Okay, so can you take us to the moment when you found out you were pregnant? What were you thinking?
I was 17 when I got pregnant. Sa Pilipinas, uso yung debut, which is 18th birthday, you know?
Yeah, and I remember we were planning big debut for you because I had my debut and it was big as well. So I remember we were in the verge of calling locations, venues and all that, and she's even asking you what gift do you want. We'll talk about that later, but let's go back first from the beginning. So
a lot of my friends are turning 18, so there was a lot of 18th birthday parties I'm about to attend to, and the first one is with Iz. Shout out to Iz. So it was her birthday. She was one of the friends whose birthday was summer. So on the first few months of the year, so hers was during summer, April, and I remember buying a bikini set because her birthday was a luau. It was swimming and everything. When I bought that bikini, it fit perfectly well, but on the day of the birthday itself, my boobs had gotten quite bigger already, and it didn't quite fit nice for the bikini top. So that was the first telltale sign, I would say. And then most of my friends are studying nursing, so they would know the basic signs of being pregnant. They would say, you will have a heartbeat here because that's the baby's heartbeat. It would be beating so bad. And then I had it, but I couldn't be relying on those pamahiins or all these things. I really had to take a test. So what I did was I bought maybe 3 different pregnancy tests, and I knew that you had to take them in the morning because it was the freshest, unadulterated liquid coming out of you. So that was the most accurate that you could ever get. So I had to buy this urine thing where you collect your urine because I cannot do it on my own. So I was planning to pee first thing in the morning, collect my pee, bring it with me all day until I meet my friends. So which was in the afternoon after our because we were in college already, so we had school in the morning, and I think we can only meet after school, which is
who bought the pregnancy test?
I think me and my friends. It's definitely over the counter. But we had maybe minimum three pregnancy kit tests, different brands, just to make sure, and then I was with maybe 3 friends. We were totally 4. We met up after school. We went to the closest mall we were in. I want to remember everyone, but I think it's Steph and Kath, but it could not just be the 2 of them. There is maybe me also was there. Nini was there also. Yeah, so maybe 3 of them. I think there's one more, but I can't remember. But I remember us being 4 or 5. We did it in the disabled bathroom because it was larger than the normal cubicle. They were doing it and I wasn't watching it. I think I had my back turned. They were testing it behind my back, and I'm just telling them, just read to me the results, okay? So they did it. First one, they said positive. Positive is always going to be a positive, but we didn't know that then.
Yeah.
And then the second one is positive. Third one positive also. I can't remember if there was a
You were the first one in your friends that you got pregnant, right? So everyone is clueless.
Yes, everyone is clueless. But I think on the 3rd or on the 4th pregnancy test, it was positive. Everyone was silent. We sat outside McDonald's. We ordered, vanilla sundaes because that's all we could afford. And we started smoking. Because at that time I was already smoking. I was already really in the peak of my, party girl era, smoking and drinking. Yeah. So all of us smoked, including myself, because mind you, I found out I was confirmed by a doctor. I saw an OB at 3rd month coming into my 4th month already. Before that, since I didn't see any doctor whatsoever, I didn't take any test, I was living my life as a 17-year-old, going out partying. That's when the cliche of your life flashing in front of you happened to me. It was almost like flashing, but also slowed down. And even my friends could not speak because they know what's about to happen. Are you gonna are you gonna have an abortion, or you're gonna do it? Because having an abortion is very taboo. First of all, because those are the two options only we had. Either you completely ruin your life because you're 17 and you're gonna have a baby, or you get an abortion, which is, by the way, we don't know how to help you with the abortion. Because where the fuck do we find that?
Yeah, because it's against the law in the Philippines, right? There's a lot of woo-woo doctors that can endanger your life. So
yes. So
and also probably because as well, it's a very religious country and also family.
Yeah. Pro-life.
It's a sin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Everyone was quiet because probably for them also, my life was flashing in front of them because girl, we were just partying and now it's confirmed. Like, where do we go from here now? Like, what's gonna happen to you, girl? I was the first one in the friend group. I was only 17 to have this kind of problem. So for the friends part, that was it. But with the family part, it was very different as well.
So you told Geri, isn't it, first, right?
Yes.
So now it dawned on me, yes, not because you're closer to Geri, but because you also kind of like have to also talk about, strategize how you're gonna tell me.
Yes.
So how did you tell Geri?
It was very heavy to carry, alone. Again, I was 17. I don't know what's gonna happen with me or my plan with it. Do I want it? How do I keep it? How if I don't want to keep it, how do I not keep it? All these things. I had no clue really, and it was dawning on me already. And I had someone to carry this as well with me, and it was a normal afternoon at our home. And it was fun because we have this noontime show where it was just all fun and games. So the mood was like that. It was after lunch. We just had lunch at home. It was only Ginger. You weren't there. Maybe you were already living in the pub because you were in college, So it was only me and Ginger. We just finished lunch.
So what was Geri's reaction?
She was just laying in bed. She was minding her own fucking business. And I went to her and I told her, like, I don't know, I didn't see my face there, but I probably when she saw me, yung energy din baka iba. So nakatunog siya ng puta, hindi siya nagsisinungaling. Kasi the way I approached her, parang may sabihin ako sa'yo. And napabalik ko siya agad. Because in normal setting, okay, ano yun, girl, ano yung sabihin mo. But maybe, hindi ko nakita yung mukha ko noon, yung pagkakasabi ko, yung demeanor ko and everything. Pero ang sabi ko sa kanya,
baka si Geri mahilig talaga sa chismis.
Exactly, baka makasang talaga siya. So, onting kalabit na may sasabihin ako sa'yo.
Oo, may sabihin ako sa'yo, ano yun,
yes,
girl? Okay, go, listen
sa atin
ako.
Lang to. Sa atin lang. Ganun. Kasi sabi ko sa kanya, may sabihin ako sa'yo. Tapos, talaga siya, ano yun? So, parang serious na rin. Parang sinasabihan ko siya na huwag kang makukulat or something like that. Sa niya, ano yun? Yeah. Yung gigil na siya.
Lalo na yun. Yun na nga eh.
Ginger, no?
Everything you tell Geri is the opposite.
Exactly. Yung warning mo, walang kwenta. Huwag kang magulat. Huwag kang madapa. Ganon siya. Sabi ko, huwag magugulat. Sabi niya, ano yun? Sabi ko sa kanya, buntis ako. Sabi niya, tanga ka, huwag kang magbibiro ng ganyan. Naaalala ko talaga, sabi niya, tanga ka, huwag kang magbibiro ng ganyan. I don't know if I replied. Maybe I just looked at her with surrender. Na parang, hindi ako nagbibiro. So parang siya, oh my God.
Napaupo siya.
And you know what? Alam mo kung bakit? Dahil tarantada siya. Sabi niya, grabe, problema na naman. Nalustay ko yung binigay na pera ni mama para nagastos niya at tuition.
So, doble-doble yung i-break yung news ni mama.
So, naisip niya agad yung nagawa niyang kasalanan. So, naisip ko, sino mauuna sa atin magsabi? Ako o yung sayo?
So, ibig sabihin, parang mas malaking problema kasi instead na isa lang i-break na news, dalawa.
Yun agad yung
So, alam niya, riot na to.
Yes.
Chaotic.
Yun agad, seryoso kasi ang sabi niya agad sa akin kanya, tangina may nagawa din akong mali, nagastos ko yung pera eh. So, talaga yung mata ko siya, puto pa na to, dalawa na yung mali. How do we soften the blow?
So, instead na tutulungan ka ni Geri or kalmahin ka, no, lumala yung sitwasyon. This is probably why you had to tell me.
I don't know kung may problem. Baka may sasabihin ka din no na panpadagdag.
Kaibang araw. So,
I think
nilaga muna ni Geri yung chismis. Nilaga.
Sinabi ko kasi sa kanya. Sabi ko sa kanya, wag mo sasabihin kahit kanino. Knowing her na hindi niya kayang ganun kabigat din bitbitin. Sabi niya, hindi ko kaya. Parang if I don't know if I'm right, pero sabi niya, hindi ko kaya, sabihin ko kay tati. Siya yung nag-decide na hindi ko kaya. Kasi nga may ginawa siyang mali din.
Punyeta siya. Ganyan.
So,
naman si Geri.
May kailangan magbitbit nung pareho namin kasalanan. May kailangan cruise na pumasan.
Yeah, because I remember it also happened also na midday. So, she told me, and I remember that moment, just ngayon ko lang alala, nag-flashback lang. But Geri will be able to tell us the story because she's got a very good memory of everything. So, I think this was only the thing I remember. So, when she told me, as in, grabe yung reaction ko, say, putang ina, hindi nga. Tangina, as in, ganon. Kung si Geri...
Actually, hindi ko alam yung story, no?
Maglolo ko. Yeah. Talaga akong parang putang ina.
Tanghaling tapat din?
Sino mama? Oo. Ha?
Tanghaling tapat?
Tanghaling tapat, yes. Tanghaling tapat din kasi in-excuse niya ako, nanonood ako sa TV ata noon eh. Tapos dinala niya ako sa kwarto. So yun yung naaalala ko. But I could all be wrong. But I know the reaction I have is, tangina, paano natin? Naku, kung si Geri is nagdagdag ng problema, ako hindi. I gravitate on it. So sabi ko, puta, aatakihin si Papsi. Naku, si Mama.
Mabubugbog ako.
Wala. Oo, mabubugbog. Naku, so ito, this is asan siya? Parang ganun pa ata. Tanong ko, Ewan ko. Sabi, hindi ko rin alam ang gagawin. Paano natin sasabihin? Sabi ko, I don't think kaya natin tatlo. Kasi kung niisip natin, aatakihin si Papsi, so someone needs to be with Papsi.
Yes, I
so, kung tingin natin, sasampalin ni Mama o masasaktan ni Mama si Julia, kailangan may umawat kay Mama.
Yes.
So, dalawa na tayo. Pag nakalusot si Mama, patay si Budeng. So, kailangan
naalala ko si Yaya kay Mama. Sino bang ina nyo kay Mama? Si Yaya?
Si Yaya, yeah. So, si Yaya, ang ginawa nating armored car. So, sabi natin, Geri, okay, Geri, paano natin sabi kay Yaya to? So, alam naman natin si Yaya, syempre.
Favorite
ikaw
ako.
rin ang favorite nun. Yes. So, sinabi namin kay Yaya, Yaya was also shocked. But, it's more on like, also nag-aalala siya kina Mama and nag-aalala sa'yo. But I remember the strategizing part. So, we strategize it. So, sabi ni Yaya, ikaw humawak kay Mama.
Yes.
Kasi mas
you guys had
ka.
like that. Yeah.
So, and then you tell Papsi, Geri, kay Papa ka. Tapos ako sa gitna, namamalan siya si Yaya. Naalala ko yung scenario na yun. Yun ang hindi ko makakalimutan. Yeah, so I think we kind of like convince you we have to tell them.
Yeah.
Because Mama is preparing for your debut. And ang laki ng gastos, blah, blah, blah. So okay, bahala kayo. Parang gano'n. You kind of like, okay, fine. Let's tell them. So, sa gitna ka, we're strategizing everything. It was perfect. Perfect scenario. So, Papsi, I remember Mama was in the living room.
Yeah. I think that time was dadalawang isip na ako, uuwi ba ako or hindi. Kasi ayoko, sinasabi ko sa inyo, huwag yung sabihin. Hindi ko kaya, natatakot ako kay Mama. Kasi, tiger mom.
Yeah.
So, hindi ko, tapos natatakot din ako i-disappoint si Papa. So, parang nagmamakaawa ako sa inyo na wag mo yung sabihin. Parang tangina, sinabi ko nga sa inyo, para wag yung sabihin wag ibubuking nyo naman ako. Parang so, kinukonvince nyo ako, hindi kailangan mo umuwi, ganyan. Mm-hmm. So, inintay niyo ako umuwi. So, I came home already, gabi na. I arrived na si Mama, naglalaro sa PC natin sa bahay. I cannot remember, I cannot place where Pops is, but he was also at home. Yeah,
I know Popsy. He was in the main bedroom, their bedroom. He was watching TV.
Basta,
so this is...
Wait, I arrived and then I went straight to the our room. Yung lahat nasa labas. So whatever happened there, you guys said it already, pumasok si Popsy and say, lumabas ka na, it's okay.
Yun nga siguro probably yung strategy, iwan si Buding doon.
Kasi if ever, nasaktan ako.
Yeah. So, ang setup, Yaya was in front of the sofa, namamalansya siya. Popsy was in the master's bedroom. Mama was in the table, on the table or something. She's doing maybe on the phone. And then, naalala ko, kasi ang usapan namin nila Yaya is tinginan lang, senyasan, bahala na. So sabi ko, Geri, call Popsy. Ikaw na tumawag ka kay Papa. So I remember, yung position ng sofa is malaki, yung mahaba, and then yung dalawa. So Popsy came out and then held on the sofa. Sumenyas ako kay Geri, doon ka na sa likod. In case atakihin, masalo mo, whatever. Kasi meron tayong nara na, how do you call this, na coffee table na nasa likod, nandun yung mga frame pictures, remember? Lumapsi, his worried face was there, you know, and Mama was just nonchalant. She was on her phone or maybe on the computer. So
she was on the PC.
Yeah, and then Popsy said, anong meron? Nakahawak siyang ganun. Anong meron? Tapos si Yaya, turo sa akin, ayoko magsabi. It was Yaya who broke the news. Ate, huwag kayong magugulat, ha? Baka atakihin ka. So, nag-preface na si Yaya na may sasabihin siyang big news. So, when Yaya said, buntis si Buding, ayun na. Iba na. We looked at Papa because our main worry was Popsy of have heart attack. So, we looked at Papa. So, our attention was with him the whole time. Papa's face never changed. It's not deadpan. It's like worried face. Ha? Buntis? Ang hindi natin inisip, si Mama. Nandoon. Nasa likod. Nakaharap kami kay Popsy. So, lahat ng attention kay Popsy. So, nandito ako. Nandito si Mama sa likod. Si Yaya, nandito sa harap ko. Si Geri nakaupo sa sofa. Natingin lahat kami kay Popsy. Si Mama, tumayo. Walang salita. Walang sound. Parang pusa eh. Tumayo, inuhat ang mesa. Ayun na, naiba na. Lingon lahat kay Mama. So yung strategy namin, putang ina, sino hahanap, Mama? So nandun ako kasi nga ayun yung trabaho ko, yung role ko eh, diba? Putang ina, punyeta, sinasabi na nga ba eh. Finlip niya muna yung table, tas ang sunod niyang salita ay, nasan si Julia? Nasan siya? Ayun na. Sinundo ka ni Popsy. Yun isa din eh. Gusto ng amok eh. Sinunod, nilabas ka pa eh. Parang in-offer, ito po madam. Ito po ang aming alay. Saktan niyo na po. Parang ganun eh. Nilabas ka ni Popsy. Mama was really enraged. She was black and white. I said, kalma lang. Hawak ko siya. No. If you know my mom, you know my mom. So she won't be held. Si Yaya ang nagkakalma ng papacify. So kami ni Geri as physical bodyguards. When Julia came out, she sat down. I don't know if you still remember, she sat down. Mama was really upset. Alam mo ba, nakahanda na ang dibo mo. Ang dami na nag-aastas. Blah, 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 blah. Hindi ka pa tapos mag-aras. 16 ka pala. So Mama, we let Mama explode. So Papa was there. And I remember my dad, as always, he replied, Joy, tama na. Ang isipin natin, kalagayan ni Buding. Buding, kamusta ka naman? Anong nararamdaman mo? Okay ka ba? Julia broke down. So, we kind of listened to Papa, but Mama was still enraged. She's probably answering Popsy, but only thing I remember at that moment was my dad going to Julia, looking at Julia and say, ano nararamdaman mo? Okay ka ba? Anong kailangan mo? Kumain ka ba? Started asking kung anong kinain mo. Makain ka ba ng prutas or whatsoever. And Julia broke down in tears because I think we didn't expect Popsy to be really calm. Although he's a very calm man, but we didn't expect him to accept it. Because we also thought that they might go tag team sila ni Mama, diba? No. Mama was on a different ring fence. My dad was on our ring fence. So, my mom never calmed down at that moment, but she was still saying, Julia, sino? Sino ba yan? Magaling ba magbadyong yan? Mayaman ba yan? So, ang dami ng tanong ni Mama about sa lalaki. What were you feeling in that moment? That you saw everyone's in the height of emotion and everything was about you.
I also vividly remember Mom in the PC. I think she was just playing solitaire because she loves cards. So she was playing the online solitaire, and I remember her like tapping on the keyboards like, "Papakainin ka ba nun? Kaya ba nung ibigay yung mga luho mo? Ito lang pagbibigay ng mga luho ko? Ipaglalaba ka ba nun?" Ganun yung mga tanong niya na parang,
Oo, habang pang minumove yung mga card ng solitaire.
Yes. So, very typical mom na parang kaya ba niyang ibigay sa'yo yung mga namin sa'yo. You know, because I was so young, I never really brought any guy who was trying to court me at that time. So it was a shock, I'm so sure, to everyone. What the fuck? You were with someone or you knew how to have?
I think this is your thing, Jul. You know, you're not very open with your personal life.
I think so.
So
yeah.
you're not secretive, but you like your peace in your personal life. So you kind of like separate that.
Yes.
So even if you were young, it shows. Yeah, because at that time, we never knew that you had a boyfriend. So I think the main question at that time as well was from me was who was
Sino
the
ba?
guy.
Yes.
So yeah, and then from what were you thinking? Did you feel like you disappointed Mama and Papa?
100%. And just like your fears, I had the same fears. Mama will fucking kill me physically, will murder me. Definitely I will get some slaps and kicks. She would not fucking care if I was pregnant. But she expressed her, I guess, disappointment, you know, in trying to raise good kids, sending us to good schools, giving us, spoiling us, and also worried about that because he was already diabetic at that time and we were trying to take care of his health. So we had your fears was my fears as well, and was probably 100 times more because it's happening to me. Let me also go back because I was begging Ginger, first of all. I told Ginger first in the family. I was begging her, don't tell anyone, okay? But she couldn't carry it on her own. She told me, no, I will tell our oldest sister, Tati, you know. And I just cried, but she's gonna do whatever she thinks is right. So she came to you, and also you guys, I think over the phone or something. I remember this, maybe over, someone called me on the mobile saying, come home. I said, no, if you say it at home, I will not come home. Something like that. I was begging you guys not to say it because I'm not ready yet, you know. It becomes too real if mom and dad knows it already. But before coming home, I remember I went to the chapel. A chapel is a small church. If you're not a person who's religious, I went to the chapel. Going to the chapel, in my head I was already praying, like deeply praying, asking God for a sign, saying, if you want me to keep this, if everyone around me, the universe, my family, myself, wants to keep this, you will give me a sign. Gusto kong makakita ng baby pink na rose. I remember asking for that sign. I'm envisioning it in my head. Alam ko yung specific na color. I can never go wrong. Coming outside, there was a stall that sells candles, booklets, rosaries. And you know what? On the shelf or stand for rosaries, there was rainbow colored. You would have an option for black, blue. The rainbow was there, but on that day it was only baby pink rosary. The sign could not have been more louder. There was nothing else in that store but a baby pink rosary. So
that's amazing.
I think that's what convinced me to,
that gave you strength
to go home and accept it, whatever it will be. It's a sign. God told you. It's okay. You're in the right path.
Are we all right to talk about your ex-partner at the time? What was his reaction? Yeah.
Very
supportive. What was his reaction? Yeah. They were very supportive, right? And in the family as well.
Yes.
So, how did you feel when Sky, your child, was delivered?
I remember the trauma of it all. Like, I didn't want anything to do with making babies anymore because it hurt so much. Like, physically it hurt so much. And also the fear of me dying. Yung trauma nandoon, sobrang sakit talaga. And I just remember kasi 13 hours labor ako kay Sky.
Yeah.
All normal. So I was dead tired already when she came out. I was ready to pass out, and I did. But before passing out, I heard her cry. So, niintay ko yun. Gusto kong marinig na buhay yung bata, na ilabas, na iraos talaga. When I first heard Sky's cry as a newborn, as a person, then I felt a sense of relief. Na, thank God.
Now we're mentioning Sky's name. How did you come up with that beautiful name, Skyla Carly Paris?
So,
Sky was not made in Paris, okay? Julia never flew to Paris to
wish.
make Sky.
Although it was the time of Paris and Nicole, the sweet life of Paris and Nicole. So it was Paris Hilton's peak also. So she was our icon.
So that was the Paris part.
Yes.
What was the Skyla and Carly part?
So I really like the nickname Leah, although no one in our family called me. I just felt like it's so dainty, Leah. And it's part of my name, Julia. I can't call her Jules or Julie or whatever. So I was thinking, how can I play with words, including some of my name in it? And I thought Skylia. It should be Skylia, And then Carly was because her dad. So Carly for the girl version.
You meant, yeah.
Yeah. So Sky's.
I remember when you broke that news to everybody, Skyla Carly Paris. My mama's reaction was, ang haba ng pangalan.
Yeah.
Hindi abot niya sa ang haba niya sa passport and sa birth certificates.
Yes.
Oo, nagulat din kami. Ang haba nga naman, 3 yung pangalan. Sabi pa ni Yaya, papahirapan mo magsulat yung bata.
Yes, yung typical. And I think mom wanted like a typical name, like her name, like, very typical Spanish. Grace, Gracia, Maria. She wanted that.
Yeah.
But
Kaya mga pangalan ng aso natin, ganyan, Nino.
Yes.
Di ba? Very typical.
Yes.
Pero yung pinangalan niya sa atin is not typical, no? We've all got Roberts in our names.
Yes.
Yeah, very Hollywood. Yeah. But gusto niya sa apo niya is, either Spanish or very Filipino.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes. Very weird. Originally, it was Skylia, not Skyl. Her full name is, right now, as per birth certificate and all documents, Sky's full name is Skyla Carly Paris.
But what about Sky? Why Sky? I think it could be somewhat like you wanting to honor the sign that you were given.
It could
like
be.
Something
It
about
could
heaven.
Be. Yes,
yeah.
The heavens. It's from the heavens, definitely.
Yeah.
From the universe,
Yeah.
But they had to remove the I in Skylia because, oh my God, the nurse is being annoying, telling us while I was laboring in their hospital, telling me the name is too long. Fuck that. There's no such name as too long. I want that name.
Yeah.
But give me that name. And Ginger was the one tasked to do that because I was hurting all over. I was begging Ginger, like, okay, ikaw na bahala, alam mo yung buong pangalan, ikaw na mag-decide. So she had to remove the I.
And you were still in a relationship at that time?
Yeah.
And what happened? What transpired that relationship breaking down?
I believe me and the Sky's dad was maybe just past our 1-year relationship when we had Sky, or maybe just reached our 1 year. But after giving birth to Sky, I think we're in a 3-year relationship in total. But yeah, we broke up and the baby was already 6 months old when we separated, like officially separated.
It was mutual separation, isn't it?
I remember making the decision.
I remember thinking to myself, my God, what such a strong woman for a child of 17 to make that decision, because she stood by her beliefs and she stood by her values. And I was, wow. And at that time, I thought I was the strongest in the family, and I thought I was the most logical one because you're being the eldest and all that. But when you made that decision, and your decision behind it was really impressive, and then up until now, that kind of is the persona I know about you. When Julia makes a decision, if it's about her beliefs, if it's about her values, if it's against hers, sorry, bye.
True.
So I think that's just a huge thing for me, because that's, as an adult now, I never had that when I was younger. I was a people pleaser, but now as an adult, trying to stick to with my values and my beliefs. I always remember that decision you made, and it's so important as an individual, not just a woman. It's so important when you stick to your values, because that's true to yourself. You're choosing you. And that at that time was a powerful move, and until now it is still a powerful move.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing that sweet 17 part of your life.